Buddy. So I'm jumping on today because I just read a really fascinating article, and I'm actually going to link it here in the comment section as soon as I finish. But it was an article, it was in Psychology Today, and it was a study, and they haven't, completed all the findings in the study, so it was a preliminary summary of the study. But basically, it was this survey that was done on almost 800 families to see how families, how parents and children were responding to being home during this COVID-19 crisis. And what was so interesting about it is that from the study, it looked like everybody was actually doing better. Like the kids were doing better not being in school. I found it totally exciting. I read, I'm like, yes, because if you read my blog post, pretty much the things that I talk about when I'm talking about the merits of homeschooling, just how much, the lifestyle, what a great lifestyle it is, how the kids do better, how it's easier in the long run for the parents because you're not dealing with all the stress of school and homework. In fact, I put a blog post out today talking about, some of the things that were in this survey. But basically, it was all there right from the parents, right from the children. And these aren't people that are homeschooling. These are people that ended up at home because all the schools shut down. And they found that the kids were helping around the house. They were, they had better attitudes. They were actually enjoying being home. They were learning things. They were reading on their own. They were learning musical instruments. The other thing that was really interesting was that they actually, like, there were some children that said that instead of 6 hours in school studying, they were doing the same amount of work in 2 hours at home, right? And anyone who's homeschooling knows this is true. When you're working one-on-one with children, they're not wasting their childhood in a classroom. It was actually a really fascinating article. So I really want you to read it, especially if you're not homeschooling and you're thinking about it and you're nervous. I want you to read this because you're going to see that there's really nothing to be nervous about. There really isn't. The dynamics change in your family and they change for the better. Your children do better at home. They really do. And again, I mean, obviously homeschooling is not just being at home stuck in books. It's a lifestyle. You're going out. The children are learning hands-on. They're going to museums. You're doing outings. They're out in nature. You're with other families. Homeschoolers socialize a lot. I mean, we had homeschooling friends when I was homeschooling my children. I mean, they're both grown now. But you have a whole social life when you're homeschooling. So it's a great lifestyle. That's what I want to say. And I was so excited by this article. So please read it. I'm going to link it here. The other thing I wanted to say too is that the program that I teach, the Smart Homeschooler Academy, it is open through August. So if you are new to homeschooling, please start there. Now it goes through the 6th grade. I'm getting requests from people who have older children because I guess in California, things are going crazy in California. I'm not actually there right now. I'm actually in the south of Turkey, which is why the reception might not be so, as good as it normally is because Wi-Fi is a little slow here. It's also nighttime. It's like 11 o'clock at night. Actually, it's 11:30. But California is kind of going crazy. Apparently, the 7th graders are now being required to get vaccinated or homeschool. So my children are both in the university system. My daughter's at Berkeley, my son's at UCLA. They have to get vaccinated now. It's mandatory for the children to be, the college students to be vaccinated in California. And so now I guess they're pushing this back to the 7th grade now. And so we're going to see this earlier and earlier. Whatever you think about vaccines, we've always had a choice on these matters. And the fact that these choices are being taken away now are worrisome, very against our constitutional rights. So these things it's the loss of rights that we should really be concerned about. So I guess there's a lot of parents of 7th graders who are trying to figure out, they don't want to get their children vaccinated for different reasons. And so they're looking to homeschool now. But anyways, the Smart Homeschooler Academy covers the foundations of everything you need to know to homeschool. Why you're homeschooling, how children learn, how to teach. I go over curriculum. It's a lot on character development, homeschooling lifestyle, the ways that, the kind of the tips and the strategies to really get the most out of it. but the curriculum itself is the only thing that you would need to modify if you have an older grade child. And that's something I can work with people on. So I just want to say that. I will also link that in the comment section to the Smart Homeschooler Academy page. But anyways, I think what's happening is fascinating on so many levels, but it's very fascinating on the level of parents are just in the situation where they're really having to find alternatives to public school. And it looks like kids being in the home is working out for a lot of people. And so let's keep that going, because I think we will see huge changes in our country if children are raised in better ways and given a better education and able to think for themselves and so forth. So I'm very excited. I know you guys are too. So we'll see what happens. All right. That's it for tonight. Still your daytime. And I will talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.